Have you ever heard about the Aztec Empire? It is quite intriguing because they had a pretty advanced city with a population of around 400,000 people, a strong military, and a unique social structure for their time. But there's so much more to know about them, like how they made sacrifices and practiced rituals that would make even the most stoic person faint. So here are 5 shocking facts about the Aztec Tenochtitlan that you won't believe. Number 5. The floating gardens. The Aztecs were known to live in floating gardens. These gardens were built on shallow, artificial ponds in the middle of Lake Texcoco, and they were made up of layers of reeds, mud, and vegetation. This created a fertile environment for growing crops such as corn, beans, squash, and flowers. The Chinabas were not only a great way to grow food, but also provided jobs for many people. It was a form of subsistence farming where families would farm on the floating gardens and sell their produce in the markets of Tenochtitlan. The system was so efficient that it was able to feed the entire population of the city. The Aztecs were able to take advantage of the water in the lake and create a unique way of life that allowed them to thrive. However, this practice also had some negative effects. The Aztecs used human excrement as fertilizer for their crops, which led to contamination of the lake water. Additionally, the floating gardens were not very stable and often sank, which resulted in the loss of life and property. In the end, the Spanish conquistadors destroyed the ecosystem of Lake Texcoco and the floating gardens were no more. Number 4. The City of the Gods. The Aztecs believed that their city of Tenochtitlan was the center of the universe and the home of the gods. They believed that the city was founded by a group of refugees from the mythical city of Aztlan. When they arrived in the Valley of Mexico, they saw an eagle eating a snake in its beak while perched on a cactus. This was seen as a sign from the gods that this was where they were supposed to build their new city. The Aztecs then built temples to honor the gods and they performed rituals and sacrifices to keep the city protected from harm. The city was divided into different sections, with each section having its own ruler and government. The city was also very wealthy due to its control of trade routes that connected it to other Mesoamerican cultures. However, the wealth and power of the city eventually led to its downfall. The Spanish conquistadors were drawn to the riches of Tenochtitlan and they set out to conquer it. After a brutal siege, the city was destroyed and the Aztec Empire came to an end. Number 3. The Sunstone. The Aztec Sunstone is a large circular slab of basalt that is decorated with intricate carvings and hieroglyphics. It is believed that the stone was used as an altar for human sacrifices, and that it was used to track the movement of the sun and other celestial bodies. The stone was discovered in 1785 by Spanish friar Bernardino de Sahagún, who described it as being 30 cubits in diameter. According to legend, the stone was brought to Tenochtitlan by the god Tonatiuh, and it was placed in the center of the main temple of the city. The carvings on the stone depict various scenes from Aztec mythology, including the creation of the world, the battles of the gods, and the journey of the sun across the sky. One of the most famous carvings is that of the sun god Tonatiuh, who is shown wearing a mask made of a human heart. This represents the Aztec belief that the sun was sustained by the life force of humans, and it shows the importance of human sacrifice in their religion. Number 2. The Great Temple. The Great Temple of Tenochtitlan, also known as the Temple of Mayor, was the most important religious building in the Aztec city. It was dedicated to the gods Huitzilopochtli and Tlaloc, and it was located in the center of the city near the palace complex. The temple was built in the 14th century and it took over 200 years to complete. It was made of stone and it stood over 100 feet tall, making it one of the tallest buildings in the city. The temple was also very wide, covering an area of over 13 acres. It featured 2 main shrines, one dedicated to Huitzilopochtli, the god of war, and the other to Tlaloc, the rain god. These shrines were decorated with colorful images of the gods and they were surrounded by a series of smaller shrines dedicated to other deities. The temple was also equipped with a number of other features, such as a ball court, a library, a school, and a dormitory for priests. It was considered to be the holiest place in the Aztec Empire, and it was visited by pilgrims from all over Mesoamerica. The temple was also a center of political power, and it played an important role in the religious and cultural life of the Aztecs. However, the Great Temple was eventually destroyed by the Spanish conquistadors in the 16th century. Only a few ruins remain today, but they provide a glimpse into the grandeur of the Aztec Empire. No. 1. The blood sacrifice. Human sacrifice was an important part of Aztec religion, and it was used to honor the gods and ensure the continuation of the universe. The Aztecs believed that the gods demanded blood and human hearts as payment for their services, and they were willing to give up anything to satisfy those demands. In fact, the Aztecs kept records of their sacrifices, and they boasted about the numbers they achieved. For example, during the reign of King Moctezuma II, it was said that over 20,000 people were sacrificed in 1 year alone. That's a lot of people. Now, let me ask you this. What do you think about these practices? Were they necessary to appease the gods, or were they just plain cruel? Let me know in the comments below. Also, stick around for Now. 0, where we'll talk about something truly amazing. But before we move on to the next video, if you enjoyed this one, please leave a like and subscribe for more content. And now on to the next video. Number 0, the legacy of the Aztecs. The Aztecs left behind a rich legacy that has had a lasting impact on the world. Their achievements in art, architecture, science, and culture were unparalleled in the ancient world. They developed a sophisticated system of writing, and they created works of art that are still admired today. Their cities were designed with advanced engineering techniques, and they built impressive structures such as the Templo Mayor and the Pyramid of the Moon. In addition to their cultural and artistic achievements, the Aztecs also made significant contributions to science and mathematics. They developed a calendar that was remarkably accurate, and they conducted astronomical observations that were far ahead of their time. They also developed a system of medicinal herbs, and they performed surgical procedures, such as setting broken bones. Despite their many achievements, the Aztec Empire was eventually conquered by the Spanish conquistadors. However, their legacy lived on, and their influence can be seen in the culture and history of Mexico and other parts of Latin America. The Aztecs were a vibrant and dynamic civilization that left an indelible mark on the world. Their achievements in art, architecture, science, and culture continue to inspire and amaze us today. If you like learning about the Aztecs, you'll probably love exploring other ancient civilizations like the Maya or the Inca. Just search for more videos about them. Thanks for watching. We've got lots more videos like this one, and we can't wait to share them with you. So hit that subscribe button and join our community of history lovers. And if you really want to dive deeper into this topic, check out the resources in the description for more information. We'll see you next time.